We're live. Peace.
In the name of our ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry presents Operation Exodus, Mississippi. I am the host and the gatekeeper of this program, this special edition here on the African Supremacy Channel, which is the owner, our brother, Administrator of Information, Brother Craig. Also here with me in the background is our Assistant Administrator, Brother Taalik. I am Angelsnupnup7, the Mighty One, your soul brother, number one. All right, we are live. I got to wake myself up because I'm a little sleepy. I got to get up, make some moves early in the morning. And I'm sort of sleepy right now, but I want to just do a little talk. And I want to welcome those, of course, in YouTube land. This is spontaneous. And of course, anyone that shows up, thank you so much for joining us. We also, as always, we're live on Facebook. And let me check my Facebook. Hey, Ricky J. Ricky J has joined us, spontaneous. Glad that you're in the house, Rick. And we are gathered here today to bring a post-analysis of what is called the debate, the Black Civil War, the Battle for Mississippi, that which I engaged in yesterday. It's really, to me, it's not a debate. I would rather say a confrontation with our brother, Maurice Muhammad. A battle of ideas. I don't think that it was a battle of ideas. I don't think it was a debate. I think it was simply a confrontation. But we want to bring, and I would like to bring my analysis, and the brothers here on the panel, if they choose to, would like to bring our post-analysis to this debate from yesterday called the Battle for Mississippi, a Black Civil War. Now, again, I welcome those in Facebook land. Hey, what's up? What's up, Aaron? Oh, glad to see you. Glad to see you. And again, thank you, Ricky J, for joining us, and all of us, all of you wonderful persons in YouTube land. All right. I don't want to keep you long because I don't need to be here long. And I just want to give a little post-analysis on the debate. The first thing I would like to say, I want to send, you might think this might be a little weird, but I would like to send an apology. Apology to those close to me who are working with me in this concept of Operation Exodus, Mississippi, and those who also support the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I want to send an apology to my subscribers and to my friends and associates, those who support this ministry and this concept, Operation Exodus, Mississippi. Brother, why are you offering an apology? I want to really offer an apology really to those close to me, my brother, Assistant Taalik, Brother Craig, my sister Ann, Brother Bakari, Sister Moesha. I never get her name right. She's on sick leave right now, but I hope that she gets better. And anybody else that's close to me working on this project, I want to send an apology to all of you. And you may wonder, and I'm going to tell you very quickly why I am apologizing. Because I'm not apologizing for the confrontation or the debate. I would like to apologize because really, I could have, when the debate got to the point where I knew I had this brother on the ropes and he was getting emotional, I could have simply just backed off and been silent. That's what I should have done, and just left it alone. And really, at that point, because this brother was so upset, I should have really just left it alone and just backed off. And that would have been the end of it, because clearly he wasn't in an emotional state to continue to have a civil dialogue. And without a civil dialogue, that's when the debate becomes a confrontation rather than so a debate, because it becomes a shouting match, a back and forth, and the threats and all this other garbage that is no good for nobody. So the debate turns into a confrontation, and the confrontation is the usual beefing that we see on social media day in and day out. I apologize because, like so many of us, I have fault. And one of my faults is I like that type of action. See, I don't mind when people talk about, I want to debate. If you want to debate civilly like you have some sense, we can do that. But if you want to get raunchy in the mud and you want to get silly and all this kind of stuff, I can do that too. I just love it all. So I made an error because of my own personal choice when I should have been thinking more so about how I am representing this Operation Exodus Mississippi. Even so, if I am representing the realities temple on earth, I don't want to be portrayed, or I don't want us to look like that, because I must understand that I am the face of this Operation Exodus. I am also the face of my own personal ministry. And when you are out in the public, there's a certain way that we need to carry ourselves. And as our brothers, we were speaking together earlier today, I would like a forum where our children, anybody can come to the Realities Temple, anybody can listen to anything associated with Operation Exodus Mississippi, anybody, whether they are from 6 months old all the way to 60, 70 years old and up, anybody can come to listen to our words and don't have to worry about profanity, being disrespected in any manner. That's the type of forum that I'm very sure that those who are with me, that is what we want. And so I failed in that, so I offer apology. And I offer that apology in such a sincerity that should you, those who are around me, Brother Bakari, Brother Craig, and Sister Ann, and Assistant Minister Taalik, should you want me to sit down being the face, and we can elect somebody else to be the face of this Operation Exodus ministry, I have no problem with that. I don't mind being in the background and support a new face, a new voice that can represent this Operation Exodus in the manner that it should be represented. Because clearly I failed in doing that yesterday, becoming just as emotional and as silly as what has happened to my opponent. So I offer that apology, and I would hope that you would give me a second opportunity to continue to move this forward, because I am very much and sincerely involved in this movement, and I know that is the correct thing to do, and also know that being out in the public arena, we must carry ourselves in the best of manners, present ourselves in the best way, so that we can be attracted, our people can be attracted to us. Running around cussing and screaming and profanities and making threats at other, and what makes it so bad is at other dark-skinned people. That's the sad thing about it. And I don't want to, and we do not represent hurting our people. That's one of the issues in the difference between Operation Exodus Mississippi and the other side that took from the Mississippi campaign. We embrace our people, all of our people, because all our people deserve freedom, justice, and equality. This has nothing to do with our personal self and what we want, our own personal desires. This is truly about what we call Black unity. And when we talk about unification, in unification, there must be a compromise of ideas. But as you know, our brother Maurice says there is no compromise. So that means brother Maurice does not represent Black unity. So that means he cannot be successful no matter how much he screams, no matter how much he hollers, because all of us know that without Black unity, nothing is going to happen. I cannot, and we cannot function without brother Maurice. Brother Maurice cannot function without us. We cannot function without us. If us don't decide we want to be free, then us is making the decision to send us somewhere else. And like brother Taalik always reminds us every day, every time he talks, we laugh about it, but it's serious. The only ultimate conclusion for us, brothers and sisters, I'm sorry, it could be mass graves. So you only have two choices, Black unity or a mass grave. That's the only choices. You don't have to like me. I don't have to like you. But if we wish to survive, then we must unify with one another in order to make that future possible. So I apologize for my behavior, and I do not wish to embarrass anybody associated with me, and I do not wish to disappoint those who support this ministry and this concept called Operation Exodus, Mississippi. I would further want to say, and I might be negative when I say this, but our host, I already knew, and I told you from the very beginning that I was going into hostile territory because both of those brothers, the brother that owned that channel, and of course, brother Maurice, both of them together were, they did make a bashing video about me. And if I had their mindset, I would not come on that forum because it was hostile. But when you try, or when you are trying to really be a brother and try to work things out, then you do things that you probably normally would not do because you do love, because you do care. Maybe there's a chance, maybe there's an opportunity that we can, as they say, work it out. But, you know, it seems as though really that was a setup. I hate to be negative, but to me, it was a setup really by the brother that owned the channel, brother Guy Nollywood. He wanted to see this confrontation. He did not want to see a debate. Because I asked during the debate when brother Muhammad was getting emotional, I asked him that we need a moderator. We need to bring some, when that brother started calling me out of my name, he did not step in to do nothing. So really, I should have took this thing into my own hands, and just like I told you, I should have just stopped and just let it go. In fact, if I have to just click myself off the forum, I should have just let that go. But see, I think that brother Guy wanted that confrontation because of his own personal grudge against me from the past. He does not like how I speak about the RBG Nation and Marcus Garvey and we are Africans. He don't like that. So he want to set up a confrontation in hopes that I be brought down to size, that somebody put me in my place. And that's what he wanted to see. Unfortunately, brother Guy, you were disappointed. And I know that many of those out there in TV land and with brother Maurice, they want to say that in some kind of way that he won the debate. And even though I was childish and was acting a fool and I did my thing, there's no way that brother Maurice could have won this debate or confrontation because he's in the wrong. He's in the wrong for taking a concept, claiming it as his own and changing it and altering what that concept is. That's just wrong. Then what put the frosting on the cake was that when he made an allegation that I called the police on him, and he could not bring evidence that I actually did that, because in his video, he told the people, Angelsnupnup7 called. If you tell somebody I called you, that means you've already made the call. You're not in the process of making the call, dialing, you have called. So he told the people, Angelsnupnup7 called the police, and he could not show evidence, and he was caught up. So that means, brother, that you're a liar. So really, again, that was no debate. It was a confrontation. And Brother Guy was wrong for doing that. But I forgive him. Because, you know, Brother Guy's favorite words is, it's tough love. I'm doing this out of love. I'm making this video bashing you, Angelsnupnup7. Not because I have nothing really against you. It's out of love because you are ignorant. You are a fool because you don't believe what I believe. And that's our problem. All of those involved in Operation Exodus Mississippi, everybody thinks and have their own way of thought. But we understand that we have to come together for one common purpose for the benefit of all of us and all our people in this United States of America. We don't have time to be tripping about personal ideology. It's not that serious. But for many people, when you dislike what they say, they get all upset and angry. Some of them even wish that you was dead because you don't believe in Jesus. You don't believe you are Native American or African or whatever they believe in. They just get all bent out of whack and upset. And so it was wrong. It was wrong to do this because the people actually did, and according to the comments, you had a lot of misfits who enjoy beefing. You have a lot of misfits, troublemakers who enjoy brothers and sisters, whoever, beefing back. If they enjoyed it, that's entertainment. But to my knowledge and from what I've seen, there were so many who actually wanted to see a debate, a battle of ideas. And they were disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself. And again, I apologize. I want to say very quickly, how did all this come to be that it got to this point? Well, it came to this point basically because I thought it was over with. We had a video. We can go back to this video. And Brother Muhammad agreed because I told him that since you're doing what you're doing and we're not as progressed as you are, sir, whatever we can do to help you, we would do that. And he said, I concur with your words. He said, I concur with your words. But then later on, our assistant administrator, Brother Taalik, brought his brother. Brother Taalik is not as loving as I am. He's not like me. So he put out his position, his opinion, and his feelings about whatever we was talking about. And it made Brother Maurice very angry. And we thought that it was over with, but Brother Maurice had to make some comments to Brother Taalik, and he left us with the words, or making an accusations that we were some type of rainbow coalition, integrationists, cracker lovers, like he said yesterday, homosexual, we advocate the gay agenda and all this type of stuff. Now, so when he said that to Brother Administrator Taalik, he's not just saying that to him. You're also saying that to me. You also are attacking our platform, which was the Mississippi campaign, because that's what we are. We're not really, Operation Exodus Mississippi is a name due to the fact that somebody else stole that concept. And we didn't want to be associated with that platform. So I had to create something to make sure that there was a difference. But the Mississippi campaign and Operation Exodus Mississippi is the same thing. It's the same thing. So I sent Brother Muhammad a text because I did not like that. He attacked us, and I thought that was the end. I thought he said he concurred with what we had agreed, what I had said. So I texted Brother Muhammad and I said, you said some things to Brother Assistant. I want you to explain what you mean we are integrationists, something to the Rainbow Coalition, and we support the homosexual agenda or whatever. I want you to explain these things. I want to have a civil debate with him over that. And he declined. He declined. But to make a long story short, after a certain amount of time, all of a sudden, he wants this debate. Let me check my Facebook real quick. All right, I just want to make sure everything is going fine. All right, Facebook, I'm glad to see y'all in the house. Yeah, he wanted to have this debate. And his real anger started coming out because I would not allow him on my live stream when he rejected at least 4, maybe 6 or more times. Will you debate me? Not debate, let's have a civil discussion over this issue. So to bring in conclusion, he really still did not bring evidence that we have advocate homosexuality. He did not bring that up because Operation Exodus Mississippi, the Mississippi campaign, is simply about taking political control. Has nothing to do with your personal life. That's some stuff that other people added. Another thing some idiots keep telling me, y'all ain't moving to Mississippi. You ain't moving to Mississippi. Has nothing to do with moving to Mississippi. After you can accomplish taking control of the political system in that state and making it where now it's better for dark-skinned people who wouldn't want to move to Mississippi. But you don't have to move to Mississippi in order to get this job done. But you know, our people hear what they want to hear and they see what they want to see. So I don't know. Well, yes, we do. Operation Exodus Mississippi, the Mississippi campaign has nothing to do with your personal life. Just seeking something to be beneficiary for those who I call the people of soul, born in America, having dark skin. And when I said dark skin, for those who continue to want to act stupid, when I said dark skin, from the very light to the very dark, the very short to the very tall, however you see us, descendants of slaves born in America. So let's stop. I mean, we're just some silly people. We hear what we want to hear. Oh, wow. I just don't. Do y'all really want to be liberated? That's the question. Do you really want to be free? Because you're too silly acting and too immature acting in order to really, you think, to really seek liberation. So you want somebody to make you feel good with all these pretty speeches. I'm going to do this. There is nothing original about what Brother Maurice is saying. They've been trying to do what he's talking about for over 100 years. They have not done it yet. They don't even have a neighborhood, let alone talk about a city. They don't even have a town. They don't have nothing. Over 100 years since Garvey. They've been talking this. This is America. It's only a certain amount of things you can and cannot do. These Caucasian people who control America aren't going to sit around and you think that you're going to have a nation within a nation. There is no nation that's going to allow you to have a nation in their nation. That's not going to happen. You can have your little group and you can have your little clique, but there is no nation, no sovereign nation that's going to allow somebody to actually create a nation in a nation. It's not going to happen. That's just like somebody that rent a room from you or get a room in your house. Next thing you know, they own half of your house. Like, no, that ain't how things work, bro. You rent here. You don't own nothing here. You don't run nothing. You know, it's not gonna happen. So that's how we got to this situation, because Brother Maurice made these allegations that we support the gay, lesbian, whatever that stuff that they do. I have nothing to do with that. I don't know what those people do. The rainbow, the gay agenda. I don't know nothing about no gay agenda. The Operation Exodus Mississippi is not about some gay agenda. I don't know what they're talking about. Has nothing. I don't care who you're married to. You can be married to a gopher or a moose. I could care less. This has nothing to do. This is about political power, so all dark-skinned people can benefit. Has nothing to do with your personal life. I don't care whether you drink beer every day, you smoke crack, smoke weed, or whatever y'all do. Just go to the polls and vote so that we can take political power, so that we can take advantage of that power, so it can benefit not only the people in Mississippi, but eventually benefit us as a nation of people. No more, no less. All this other stuff, I have no idea where it comes from. That's some added on crap. And that's why I don't want nothing to do with it, because it has nothing to do with this national, that needs to be a national movement. So with that said, like I will repeat again, I don't want to be redundant, but I just do sincerely want to apologize to those working with me in this concept Operation Exodus Mississippi. I have no problem with stepping down. In fact, I really like my brother of information. If I step down, I would vote for Brother Craig to take my place. I don't want to get off into that. I might make my brother assistant minister a little jealous. He should be the next man in the totem pole. I don't know. He might not even want that pressure. You know, this is some pressure stuff. Putting your face and being the front man, because you got to take all the heat. See, I took all the heat yesterday, made a mistake. See, but I can accept my mistake. I can accept that I made an error because it's messed up. I did not represent this platform in the manner that it should have been represented. So I want to say this in conclusion. I don't hate Brother Maurice. None of us. Now, if you look at Brother Maurice's platform, there are those who hate my guts because of this conflict, you know, with Brother Maurice. But if you notice from our side, you don't see nobody running around calling Brother Maurice names and doing this, because that's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. And I never attacked Brother Maurice personally. The only thing I have been saying is you need to stop using that name, because that concept, what you're adding to it is not part of the concept. And that's all this has, that's all what it's already been about. That's what it's always been about. Has nothing to do with anything personal. None of us do not care if what they do in their personal desires. That's your right. I don't care. But the thing about it, you're using our name to shield your dirty religion, like Minister Farrakhan said. We don't want no part of that. And if you're so smart, why is it so hard that you can't have your own name? And you call me a dirty glass, why you want to hold on to something that you got out of a dirty glass? It makes no sense. But we have no malice, have no hatred toward black folks. We have no hatred or malice toward soul brothers and sisters. So what you disagree? So what? You made a threat. Who cares? I don't even take that stuff seriously. We need each other. Just like Brother Bakari said, when it's all said and done, it's about black unity. We need each other. Because if you don't unify, you done. Operation Exodus is done. Whatever you're doing is done. The Nation of Islam is done. The Black Panther Party is done. All of us will end up in that mass grave that our assistant minister talk about every day. And guess what? You don't like me, and when they throw you in the mass grave, I will fall on top of you. You'll fall on top of me, and Muslims will fall on top of Hebrew Israelites, and Moors will fall on top of atheists, and so forth. It won't make no difference. That's the and if that's the kind of unification y'all want, then just keep tripping the way you're doing, and that's the unification we're gonna get. We're trying to avoid that. Look, time is of the essence. We cannot continue to keep tripping the way that we're doing. Time is of the essence. Excuse me, I'm tongue-tied. We may have already run out of time. So whatever little time we got, maybe we can work this out. Maybe we can survive this. We have enemies that don't like you, don't like me, don't like none of us. We need to stop tripping. But, you know, if that's what you want, that's what we decide, so be it. But again, I will always have this door open for brothers and sisters. You can, I don't care what you said about me yesterday. I don't care about my bald head, my big nose, how, you know, whatever you, I don't care about that. The door should always be open for your brother and sister so that we can unify and work together, not only for ourselves, get the job done for future generations. Because this is not really about us. It's about our children so they don't have to go through what we've gone through and our people have gone through going on 500 years. With that said, I'm done. And if
we'll
want to
yes, sir.
bring comment, I'm going to open up the floor to,
yes, indeed.
to these soul brothers. Yes, sir.
Well, let me begin by this. Let me just give my, brief analysis, of the Black Civil War debate yesterday. First of all, I was highly disappointed.
Yes, sir.
Once I won't even call it a debate.
I wouldn't either.
Once this discussion, reached, the level of disrespect and just the way that it was conducted, because from the very beginning, prior to, us going live, I tried to lay down like ground rules, speaking to the contestants, telling them that, just keep, this discussion strictly about the information.
Yes, sir.
Now when it comes to personal attacks and, personal threats, that was not to be tolerated in the debate yesterday. But unfortunately, I was not the moderator, so I wasn't in, the leadership role to be able to police the debate the way it needed to be. So first and foremost, like you said, my good brother, I take my hat off to you by, stepping on hostile ground.
Yes, sir.
Because, they didn't want, the reason that they didn't want the debate hosted on my platform is because first and foremost, well, let me begin by saying this. I was not going to be biased.
Yes, sir.
But there was going to be a level of order that would have had to be maintained. Now, when it came to, people making personal attacks, and when I looked in the comment section, when you first started speaking, within the first 1.5 minutes, Negroes didn't even give you the chance to hear your argument before they started like hurling insults and personal attacks and calling you a liar. And I mean, they didn't even give you the decency. I mean, they didn't even have enough decency to even give you the opportunity to make your case before they place judgment.
Yes, sir.
And my main thing was this. Now, it's the same thing, what I told Brother Maurice yesterday. I mean, at this point, even though I tried to keep, the team together, because it seemed, like in the beginning that when you and Brother Maurice, came together on the platform, we were beginning to build, a powerhouse. But unfortunately, due to petty differences, as what always happens when it comes to Black people trying to unify, in the end, we see, how it turned out. Now, my biggest disappointment with the debate is it didn't stay about the information.
Yes, sir.
Now, I came up on a panel. I mean, I was looking forward to this all week. I'm expecting to, partake and be able to listen, to something very intellectual, to where we have two contestants coming together and, debating on, the right path for Black people. Now, once we got into that engagement round, now I will say this, that I was almost ready to just leave the hangout.
Yes.
You know, because when you got brothers, man, threatening to come, you know, see another brother, fight another brother, man, I mean, how does that represent what's good for Black people?
Right.
It doesn't. So, I mean, you know, with that said, I'm not going to harp too long on that. I mean, it's done, it's over with.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, upon the conclusion of the debate, I kind of look at it as a mistake now.
Yes, sir.
That really it wasn't even necessary, because I mean, something, you know, deep down inside in the back of my mind was telling me that it was going to get to that type of, you know, Negro level, to where we'll have brothers, you know, coming on here, man, getting disrespectful and, you know, making personal attacks, personal threats. But nah, not underneath my watch.
Yes, sir.
That'll never happen on this channel.
I know it wouldn't.
No, sir. You know, so I'm gonna let my good brother Talib.
Yes, sir. Thanks, brother. Thanks to the audience, as well as brother Taalik and brother Craig, of course.
Yes, sir.
You know, my thing is this, is that I feel like brother Guy should have been more of a better mediator. But since it was on his channel, he did it the way he wanted to do it. And that's that, you know, but I felt like it should have been more of a level of respect, which would have prevented all this from getting out of hand in the first place.
Yes, sir.
Had he mediated the debate more better than he did, obviously. And I just feel like at this point that since from what I've been already seeing from the beginning, you know, since things started going out of spiral, since things started spirally going out of control with how Maurice Muhammad was deviating from the originality of the Mississippi campaign in the first place. And then when people addressed him with it, you know, he got more belligerent and disrespectful about it. And then to the point of threatening people and all that. You know, I got to the point where, you know, it's no rationalization there. So what can't be repaired can't be fixed.
Yes, sir.
I left it at that. You know, and it's at the point that, you know, once I see something can't be fixed, I leave it alone. And you know, I would have rather not this debate happen.
Yes, sir. You said that.
You know, because if you cannot, you know, work out differences with somebody that's not willing to work out differences, why keep even, you know, trying to, you know, fix a situation that just can't simply be fixed? You know, I learned this in the streets. I learned this in the penitentiary. It's just certain people that you cannot rationalize with, as well as with life in general. It's just certain people you can't rationalize with. So you just have to just let them go. And with that said,
Yes, sir.
I just feel like, you know, that brother Maurice, as well as yourself, brother Taalik,
Yes, sir.
and as well as myself, you know, and as well as Craig, you know, I feel like since that brother Maurice is not willing to, as he say, compromise what he stand on, and we not gonna compromise what we stand on, it's best that we just go our separate ways.
Yes, sir.
And it's just that simple. Now, far as you asking him not to keep using the Mississippi campaign and his agenda publicly on social media, you know, hey, like I told you personally, I'm gonna say it now. Brother Taalik, if you feel like you got to do what you got to do,
yes, sir,
to you know, nullify that, then do so. You have my blessings with that.
Let me make this quick, brief statement real quick. Here's what I'm gonna do. In my own personal opinion, watching the debate yesterday, I declare Brother Taalik Ibn'rad as the clear winner of the debate, hands down. Let me repeat this statement. I, here at African Supremacy TV, as well as the Minister of Information of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry, I declare Brother Taalik Ibn'rad, in my own personal opinion, to be the winner of the Black Civil War debate, hands down. Let me give you the reason why. I always say this. When it comes to any debate, and I hope my good brother Maurice is listening, once you have to resort to violence or threats of violence, and something that's set up and scheduled to be a debate of intellect, once you have to resort to threatening to commit bodily harm against another contestant, any information that you provided, in my eyes, is void. Because people, now we already know, you know, the good brother, we are all human, so we all get in our feelings.
yes, sir,
But in the middle, in the heat of a debate, once you have to physically threaten somebody, that means that you don't have the information that you claim to stand on. Obviously, it doesn't make any sense. So this is why, man, I just wanted to say that, because, bro, I rewatched the debate last night,
sir.
and you were not the first person. I mean, you did not, you know, threaten, you know, to commit any type of bodily harm against, you know, the brother Maurice Muhammad. And with him doing that, regardless of how good, how valid his information was, it became voided. And also, you know, another thing, like I was saying about the people in the comment section. Now, see, this is why I want to do a video, because Black people always talk about BET, Black Entertainment Television Network. And they always talk about how BET should be called the Black Exploitation Television. Now, it seems as if, like, these people, you know, these channels, these quote unquote Black conscious channels on YouTube, all they're about is just Black exploitation. You get these people up in these comment sections that just sit up here and egg people on. All they want to see is a fight.
Right.
You know, and I mean, if the outcome turns out to be, you know, two brothers, you know, fighting, you know, physically, you know, fighting each other in person, man, I mean, they egg it on, just like, you know, when Dr. Umar Johnson called Tariq Nasheed out to a boxing match.
Right.
You had Negroes egging that on. Just, I mean, man, how many tickets do you think that fight would have sold?
Brother Craig, I don't mean to interject.
Go ahead.
But I just wanted to get through saying what I was saying, then you could go on and finish up, brother.
No, I just wanted to get that in, bro. I'm done, bro. I just wanted to declare my brother Taalik as the winner. I'm done.
I'm 1000%. I got you, brother. Hey, but I just wanted to just put out like this. Since y'all want to call it going to the white man, just so Maurice Muhammad to keep the Mississippi campaign out of his mouth, then may the pieces fall wherever they fall, because he brought it on himself. First of all, making threats toward the brother Taalik.
Right.
That was uncalled for. Number one, and also, you know, I mean, it's like this here. You know, we living in the United States. Like the brother said, like Brother Taalik said yesterday, basically, it's going to come to a point in time where we all may have to call the law.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is, we don't run nothing. We don't govern nothing.
Yes.
We don't have no country to govern as a people. We don't run nothing.
Right.
So who are we to tell another dark-skinned person that they ain't got the right to call the law when they being violated to a certain point where they feel like they got to call the law?
Mm-hmm.
You know, all that crap about, oh, you a attorney coat going to the enemy, or you snitching because you going to the enemy. Hey, listen, time out for all that.
Right.
This is real. This is real live showtime.
Yes, sir.
You threaten somebody, especially you talking about physically doing something to them, and they decide to go to the white man on you, or whoever they need to go to have this legally dealt with. Hey, it just is what it is.
Yes.
So when the brother made them threats to the other brother like that, he put himself in that position. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't have been no different. It's no different than him threatening somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
When you threaten Brother Taalik. It's just that simple. So call it what you want to call it. I'm 1,000% with my brother on that. And whoever got an issue with it or problem with it, then that's just their problem. Or that's just your problem, where, as I rather would say.
Yes, sir.
You know, because I'm not going to stand for nobody to threaten me.
Yes, sir.
Personally. And when you threaten me, I'm going to tell you like this here. I'm not going to be doing no talking on no social media.
Mm.
That's right.
So, you know, that's all I got to say for that.
Yes, indeed.
Do whatever you got to do.
Yes, sir.
And as far as I'm concerned, that situation with that getting out of hand like that, see, people that got killed in the past doing stuff like that. Facebook, YouTube, you see it every day happening with our people getting killed over making threats to each other over Facebook. This ain't about no debating or as far as you know, trying to win the minds over. You know what I'm saying? You know, this just straight up turned into some niggified stuff.
Right, right.
So that's my take on that. You know, and I don't appreciate the way that the brother disrespected Taalik like that. It wasn't called for. You're not even representing the principles of the teachings of the Nation of Islam.
Right.
Y'all claim, as y'all say y'all love other black men, you know what I'm saying? Especially be publicly threatening another brother like that, you know? That's the same thing that happened with y'all in Malcolm X.
Yeah.
As we see what that led to as a result. You know, so I'm not going to put nothing past what the Nation of Islam do when it comes to attacking other black people physically.
Yes, sir.
And that's serious. And like I say, Brother Taalik, do what you got to do, because it is what it is. It's just that simple. And I'm going to also critique something else you said. Had Malcolm X took the steps to go to the law, go to the people that was involved with the criminal elements on the streets of Harlem and New York, wanted to deal with the Nation of Islam, behind their personal attacks on Malcolm X, if it had been me, I would have took that route.
That's right. I know I would have too.
But I'm done with it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Well, I just want to make sure everybody out here knows, you know, Well, first of all, you know, peace to everybody in the chat room.
Yes,
Peace,
sir.
Ingrid Thomas. Peace to Syrian Jude, you know, and the people who are watching this video. But yes, now, Brother Maurice, you know, he has some very useful information, you know, up to a point, and he was making a very compelling argument. But
Yeah.
once, you know, the physical threats, you know, were brought into the debate, then I would have to say that nullifies and voids, you know, everything good that he say. So hopefully, you know, to anybody out here listening, if you call yourself, you know, partaking in intellectual debate, man, don't use personal attacks and threats, because it just means that the platform you stand on is weak. Let me turn this over to my brother Taalik so he can finish this video off.
We're going to go ahead and bring this to conclusion, because I'm pretty sure all of us is tired and we're ready to get out of here. I just want to make this one last point. And the point that I want to make is, when you have a person, many of these pro-blackity black power conscious, whatever they want to, as soon as you disagree with what they're talking about, because they don't understand your wisdom, they want to call you a cracker lover, you know, white man lover, and, you know, white man's boy, all that kind of crazy stuff. Now, the thing about that is, Brother Maurice works on the white man's job. He's drinking out a cup that he did not make. The white man made the cup. The tires that's on his car came from the white man. The home, I'm very sure the home that he's living in was built by white people. His job is white people. Good Lord, I mean, you getting a whole lot of stuff from white folks, but you don't, you know. But what makes you different? You calling me all the Uncle Tom and the coon, and then you talk about somebody's Uncle Tom and a coon. These are words that did not come from Africa. These are words that you learned from your slave master. Coon, Uncle Tom, bed wench, all that comes from your slave master. That's where you got nigger. That's where you got all these words come from your slave master. I don't use those type of words. You use the words directly from the poor trash, slave master. You getting all these profane words from. And you're gonna call me those things or call us those things. And then again, and then you see how he just simply ignore, I don't like interracial couples. But your God came from an interracial relationship. He didn't address that. Your God is a product of a black man and a white woman according to your teachings. And that's the God that you worship and you believe in. A product of an interracial relationship. And he just ignored. He needed to answer that question. So that means your God cannot enter. Well, first of all, are you asking your God to bless you in what you're doing? So you're asking, and you're saying that these interracial couples cannot participate in your new reality, but that's exactly what your God is. The whole thing is confusing. And your minister has a white daughter-in-law with biracial children. He don't, you know, he just ignore. He just like the question about, did he call the police on me? He wanted to try to escape, you know, start going off tap dancing and buck dancing. No, answer the question. And that's what made him upset. That's what made him angry. Because I wouldn't let that go. I'm going to force you to answer these questions. He needs to be forced to answer. If interracial couples, you don't want to live around them, how come you worship one as a god? Explain that to us. You know, how can I be an Uncle Tom and a coon, and you're living no differently than I am? What make you any different than me? Everything that you got came from the white man just like me. So what make you any different, make you any special? Why you not a coon? When you go into your pocket, you got George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, all that kind of good stuff, and you proud of it. You spin those pictures of the white man in your pocket. The whole thing don't make no sense. So it needed to be an intellectual debate, but just like our brother Minister of Information said, when you stand on a weak platform, then it makes you angry, makes you upset, because you're being forced to say something that you really don't want to say. In fact, what it is, you're being forced to bow down to the truth. That's what the bottom line is. Don't want to accept reality, don't want to accept the truth of things. That's what the brothers and sisters, that's what the problem is. These people get angry because they can't handle the truth. They living in some type of fiction, fantasy type world. And that's not what we're about. We understand what we're facing. Operation Exodus Mississippi is a great concept, not just because it came from me. In fact, I'm just a co-founder. Myself and Brother Taalik one night, we you know, just kicking the breeze and came up with the concept. And really, when you present it to people, they, you know, they really understand. It's really the best way to go. It's a good concept. You are successful. You will be rewarded greatly. There's no doubt about it. The only thing we got to do is do it. That's all we have to do. With that said, I'm really out. I don't have nothing else to say, except thank you to those who are in the chat room, in the Google on YouTube, that is, and have persons in the on Facebook. Matter of fact, we're getting more and more people on Facebook. That's a wonderful thing. Hey, Facebook! I just learned how to use this. Brother Craig, you're gonna have to show me how to actually put what we see on YouTube on Facebook, because right now the only person they can see really is me on Facebook.
Yeah, it's a program you got to download.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to do that. Yeah. So with that said, that's all I gotta say. That's all, folks. Anybody else got to say something real quick?
Well, let me just say this upon closing.
Yeah.
That, you know, my statement, and as far as like, you know, who I chose as the winner of yesterday's debate has nothing to do with favoritism.
Yeah.
Because if you were, you know, if you began, you know, you were the one to begin the personal threats. I mean, the threats of violence, you know, against Maurice, you know, I would have had the same assessment to make of you. You know, that type of rhetoric, I just do not and I will not support.
Yes, sir.
So that's the end of the discussion. Peace to everybody out here in YouTube land, and
thank you.
good brothers and sisters that are watching this video. Peace.